welcome to the Charles Van Horn Show. Today is Wednesday, August the 5th, 2020. On my podcast, I normally will cover news events, racial situations, and I would normally cover politics. But today, I want to try something just a little different. I will still point out the absurd, but I was wondering, how do you bring people together when the climate of trust and the climate of understanding is so fragile? When you have people with opposing views, people whose political and religious beliefs and cultural beliefs differ from your own. It's easy to be in the opposition party than it is to be in a position party, a position for change. You and I can oppose each other all day long, but it takes effort on our part to position and reposition ourselves into being instruments of peace and healing, which is aimed at reconciliation. You're probably asking yourself, why am I not discussing Dr. Stella Immanuel, the Nigerian doctor, who is also a pastor, who talked about demons having sex with humans and alien DNA, and her claims that hydroxychloroquine is the cure for COVID-19. Why am I not discussing her today? Well, because you already have heard of her ludicrous claims, and there's nothing I can add to the story. You might be asking, why am I not discussing Kenneth Copeland's 2020 Southwest Believers Convention, which runs from August the 3rd through August the 8th. He is the prosperity pastor who blew his breath as the breath of God to vanish COVID-19. Apparently, he only made it worse because his video is trending on social media as a joke. And the reason I'm not saying much about him and the faithful who will gather and contract the virus and spread it to others, because if there is a Southwest Believers Convention, there has to be a Northeast and a Northwest and a North-South and an East-West, and you see where I'm going. It's just a money convention. And they'll just keep adding cities and dates to further the cause. You're probably wondering why I haven't discussed President Trump. Well, you're already familiar with all of his shenanigans, and there's really nothing that he can do to shock us anymore. We're pretty numb from everything that he has done. So today, I'm not going after politicians or preachers. I'm not discussing the housewives of Atlanta or anyone who has been on the news. Because from time to time, we need a moment to decompress. A moment to untangle ourselves from the silliness of it all. We need a time for reflection, a time to hear ourselves think. We need time to smell the roses and salvage the time we have left here on this planet. We need time for our spiritual selves to reflect on balance or the unbalance in our lives. We need time to commune with our ancestors and to remember the important things that they taught us, and to let our minds go back to the times when everything was fresh and new. need time to reflect on being our better angels. And even though there is a lot of hate and anger going on right now, there are pockets of hope. There are spurts of possibilities and lots of examples of love being seen in our communities and in our neighborhoods and in our country and throughout the world, where people are coming together to help those in need. People are donating their time and money, and they're putting aside petty politics and divisive issues. And there are really some people who are doing good in the world, people who are helping others. Do I believe it is the panacea for all of life's ills? No, I don't. But it does show that there is still good in the world. So from time to time, we must highlight what is good, and we must find the good, and then we must praise the good. I myself think I can do a better job balancing the content from my podcast. Yes, there is a need to point out the ills in our society, but we also must point out those things that are good. Let's try to keep a balance. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to discuss or that I'm going to shy away from the issues. No. Doesn't mean that I will walk away from the fight. It simply means that we must balance what we pour into our minds and what we pour into our spirits. We need time to imagine ourselves being better than we are today. So, I want to speak about those people who are working behind the scenes, those unsung heroes, those people who add just enough goodness to the toxic soup, making it possible that we can live through it and not drown in the repugnance of it all. So today, I give a shout out to all of the doctors and nurses and hospital staff who are overworked, remembering those who have died trying to make a difference. We give a shout out to all of those working in industries such as grocery store chains, warehouses, those in shipping businesses, mail carriers, delivery associates, truckers, soldiers, cooks, street and sanitation workers. Everyone who is doing their part in trying to keep our country and our economy afloat. These heroes of industry who are doing the unthinkable during a pandemic, I salute you. Because if you think of it, our situation could be far worse if we did not have those people putting their lives on the line every day, trying to make this world a better place. I still have hope. Sometimes I think I am an eternal optimist because I still believe that there is good in the world. And I still believe that people can change. Even though we see the worst in people, there is still good somewhere inside of them. So I'm willing to have hope if you have hope. And let's see what we can do to change the world. Let's see what we can do to make this soup, this toxic soup, taste just a little better. Once again, thanks for tuning in to my podcast. Follow me on all of the social media platforms and on YouTube. And until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and stay engaged.